Welcome to the tutorial on conquering conclusions. So this session really is to help you to master your conclusion, which is an important part of the essay. So you've just given the performance of your life in a great essay in the main body, and consider it as if you're taking a bow and you are leaving the theatre and you're bringing your performance to a close. This is why conclusions are important. Or consider it like a meandering journey. You've figured out your destination, and throughout your main body of your essay, you've taken your reader on a journey through your thoughts and your arguments. And your conclusion is that final destination where you would like to land. Either way, conclusions are incredibly important and not to be taken lightly. So the purposes of a conclusion are to do what? So I would like you to pause the video now and click in the descriptions box. There's a link to a Google quiz, and then I would like you to complete that quiz and then come back and join the rest of the tutorial. Okay, great to have you back. So, how does a conclusion sound? There are two ways that I want to deal with today. One is ending with a quotation from a famous person, and what that does, that adds to the element of ethos. If you think of logos, ethos, and pathos in your argument, that adds to ethos because it gives a degree of credibility. Number two is linking your last paragraph, your conclusion, with the first, which will be your thesis statement. And I'm going to model and show both of those ways in practice. So let's take a look at the first one, which is ending with a quotation from a famous person. So this example here is from an essay arguing for a country's government to invest more in education. So it could end this way. As an example, as a late courageous social activist Nelson Mandela remarked, education is the most powerful weapon we can use to change the world. And this is with this in mind that world leaders should strive to improve the education system in my country. So you can see how the quotation from a famous person, Nelson Mandela, is highlighted in yellow. And that's how you can add a degree of authority to your conclusion. Quite a punchy way to end. Secondly, you could end your conclusion by linking your last paragraph, i.e. your conclusion, with the first, which is your thesis statement. Let's just take a look at the paragraph in the red box there. So I've taken the essay topic that you were working on, true wealth is health, to what extent you agree. Wealth can be described as the accumulation of money, which then leads one to afford the finer things in life. Many aspire to amass great sums of wealth, but without a sound body, absent of serious physical illness, such wealth cannot be enjoyed. Thus, the old saying, true wealth is health, rings true throughout the ages. So that's how an average thesis statement would sound when you're setting out an argument. So if we move over to the blue box now, which is the conclusion, you can see here the phrase that is highlighted in yellow has been taken from the thesis statement. So that's one way you could add, they call it framing. So it's like you're ending the frame of your essay by going back to the beginning. So let's just take a look here. It is clear that true wealth is health. No soul on earth can buy their way out of terminal illness, as this essay has shown. So it's a really short, kind of punchy conclusion there, where I've taken a phrase from the first paragraph to go into the last paragraph. So your task is to rewrite your conclusion to the first essay you did, which was wealth makes health, to what extent you agree. And I want you to use one of the following methods you've learned today. So number one is either use a quotation from a famous person, and you would probably have to look up a quotation if you haven't got that kind of knowledge where you can just pluck quotations from renowned people out of your head. The second one is to use a phrase in your conclusion which is taken from the introduction or your thesis statement of your essay. So choose one of those ideas and just experiment and play around with it and see how you do. I would like you to upload your work to the VLE. If you have any difficulties, please feel free to email me. Thank you.